Howdy voters! Welcome back to episode 2 of How It's Named. We've improved the lighting! You can see us now! Because the last episode it was a bit dark and dingy in the studios, and obviously I've not sorted the proper studio setting out just yet. Anyways, episode 2 is another slightly take on episode 1. But we're still looking at the name origins of the street names on Crawley Estate. Today we're going to look at Crawley Way. Crawley Way runs from Denton Lane by Corpus, not Corpus, is it Corpus? No. The primary school. And back across the estate, leading to Crossley playing fields. Crawley Way was built in the 1970s as part of the Crossley estate development, and Crawley Way went through a little about 4 properties or 4 blocks of properties called Fossil Walk, and the site of Fossil Walk is still seen today. I'll put that up on the screen now, a modern day image I took myself out there so you can see the location of Fossil Walk. Also I'll put up an old aerial image taken from the mills at Stockfield looking over across the estate when it was all farmland, and you can see Fossil Walk there, and you probably can just see it. It's near the Fields Farm. But anyways, that's the introduction of Crawley Estate. And Crawley Estate and Crawley Way is one of many streets up and down this country which has got the name Crawley. But what is Crawley all about? Where does the name come from? And what's the history and special about Crawley? Let's look at that. Just let me go and wet my whistle. Cheers, piggies! So, Crawley is a large town and borough in West Sussex, England. It is 28 miles south of London and 18 miles north of Brighton and Hove, and 32 miles north east of the county town of Chichester. I think we might be covering Chichester in another video very soon. And Crawley covers an area of 17,036 square miles. It has a population of 106,597 at time of the 2011 census. The area has been inhabited since the Stone Ages and was a centre of ironworking in the Roman times, and Crawley developed slowly as a market town from the 13th century and serving the surrounding villages in the roads. It's located on the main road from London to Brighton, broad passing trade, which includes a round of coaching inns, and a railway link to where London was opened in 1841. More on the rail link later in this video. So, what we've discovered so far is known from the Stone Ages, the 5th century, and it's ironworking, which is quite an interesting thing to do in this Crawley Way in Chadderton, because about a short walk from Carroll Crossley Estate, where the street is now today, you had Hertford Forge and a Hertford Ironworks just over on the Hot Howder route just outside Chadderton, and the border of Chadderton and Oldham. Also, you will notice, later when we talk about it, Crawley had a way. You had the Werner Incline running close by to cross the estate. And also, Crawley had one mill. And that's quite interesting because Crawley Way is built quite close to the location of the Magnet Mill, which was at the back of Denton Lane. So, that's how the name Crawley was chosen for Chadderton. Where's the drink? I need to go cheers again. Cheers! Yeah, so Crawley was first founded in the 5th century when the Saxon settlers named the area Crawley, which means a crow-infested clearing or crow's wood. So the name weren't that nice. A crows-infested wood. Give me a second. My name evolved over time to the present for spelling how it appears today. So that's where the name Crawley comes from. Crow-infested woods. As of 2011, there was 102 listed buildings in Crawley, and it recently gained 2 more listed buildings, taking it to a total of 104. There's churches, old inns, farmhouses, but it also has a mill, but I don't know the mill, I'm not looked into that, and a signal box. Then we've gone briefly into Iron. Some of the areas surrounding Crawley have got names hinting to the iron links. For Forge Farm, Black Corner, Furnace Plains, the Weald. During the 16th century, there was around 50 furnaces and forges in the area, and this number doubled over the following 25 years. Pretty much like with Oldham, there were forges and ironworks all over Oldham. Not quite as big as the cotton industry, but we had a heavy coal and iron foundry industry. Then, in May 1946, the New Town Act of 1946 identified Crawley as a suitable location for a new town. The new town concepts are a bit similar to what Milton Keynes is, which was built entirely from the new town. But it was not officially designated as such until 9th of January 1947. The 5,920 acres of land set aside for the new town were split across the county borders between East Sussex, West Sussex and Surrey. Architect Thomas Bennett was appointed the chairman of the Crawley Development Corporation. A court challenged to the designation order meant the plans were not officially confirmed until December 1947. By this time, an initial plan for development of the area had been drawn up by Anthony Manipuro. This proposed filling in the gaps between the villages of Crawley, Hillfield and Three Bridges. Bennett estimated that the planning and designing of the building for town, increasing the population from the existing 9,500 to the 40,000 would take 15 years. Work began almost immediately to prepare the expansion of the town. A full master plan was in place by the 1949. This envisages an increase in population of the town to 50,000. Residential properties in the 9 neighbourhoods radiating from the town centre and a separate industrial area to the north. Neighbourhoods would consist mainly of 3-bedroom family homes with a number of smaller and larger properties. Each would be built around a centre with shops, a church, a public house, a primary school, a community centre, a secondary education was to be provided at the campus at Hilford Green. 3 bridges and tailgate. Later, a 4th campus in Southgate was added to the plans. Gatwick Airport. Ooh, this has had some history. The airport was licensed as a private airfield in August 1930, before being used by the RFA during the Second World War. They renamed the airport RFA Gatwick. The woody area at the corner of the airport still has the World War II bunkers sunken in the ground. Some of the locals think the airport is haunted, and this is a quote. Employees at the airport and the residents close by have told of strange phenomena and activities at the airport. One man said he saw a gentleman in an old-fashioned RFA uniform walking through parts of the terminal out through the walls. It turned out during the war, on the other side of that wall was the planes where they kept. Sounds of the plane propeller's engines starting up have often been heard, but no planes of that sort have been seen. Many of other strange sightings, sounds and sensations have been reported over the years. The airport returned to civil use in 1946. Cheers, Michael. There were proposals to close the airport in the late 1940s. But in the 1950s, government announced that it was to be developed a London's second airport. It was closed between 1956 and 1958 for rebuilding. Her Majesty the Queen reopened it on the 9th of June 1958. A second terminal, North Terminal, was built in 1988. So we're going to be finishing this off in a moment with the railways, because obviously the railway connection with the Oldham Wormley Think line. The first railway line in the area was the Brighton Main Line, which opened as far as Haywards Heath on 12th of July 1841 and reached Brighton on the 21st of September 1841. It ran through 3 bridges, which was then a small village east of Crawley. A station was built to serve it. The urban area of Crawley is served by a total of 3 railway stations, including Helford Railway Station. Due to Crawley's expansion, this station is now surrounded by the town's western areas and opened as lines crossing Holt on 1st of June 1907 to serve the village of Hillfield. It would soon be named Earfield Holt, dropping the Holt to effect in 1930s. So, there's been quite a lot of familiar faces from Crawley as well. You may notice some. Mainly the English manager, Gareth Southgate's from Crawley. Womesh, I'll put a picture of him. Mrs. Dynamite, and that's mainly someone, and also a few of the more notable writers have come from Crawley as well. So, that's everything I have to say about Crawley and its history. if I'm not including many images in this video and it's just being me talking, that's fine. But what I might do in post edit, I'm not too sure yet, I might put a slideshow in a minute of some of the other images of Crawley so you can see how Crawley's changed through the years. So yeah, if you like this format a bit more punchier, let me know down in the comment section below. And hopefully if you ever live on a Crawley street or a Crawley road or any kind of Crawley, you know where the name Crawley comes from and the meanings behind it. And it could be named after the East Sussex town, or you could have an area themed to the Sussex area like we have in Chadderton. So our next one might be Rochester, but I'm not too sure yet. You'll have to subscribe, like and comment to find out when the next video is all about in episode 3 of how it's named. So without further ado, it's ciao for now folks, and happy history hunting with any more further ones. And that's been your host, Cess with the Mostess. Ciao for now.